Okay, so today we're going to learn how to add in the rest of your team. So once you log into your Brandary account, you're going to go back down to settings, which is in the lower left-hand corner. You're going to click on that. The third option here is going to say My Staff. So you're going to click on My Staff. And then once you click on My Staff, everybody who's already on your team should be listed here and you can edit them. If you're not sure if they're added or not, you can try typing their name or email to see what comes up. Since we don't have this person, we're just going to add them in. So the photo is something that you can add or you can let them add when they log in for the first time. You just click on that and it pulls up your storage system so that you can find whatever image you want to add. You would add their name. You would add their email address. This should be the email address that they are going to want to use in sync with this account. So it should be an email address that they have access to. They're going to get their welcome email, their two-factor authentication, their email verification. If they ever lose their password, they need to have it resent or reset. This is the email that they're going to send all of that communication to. So make sure that this email is an email that the recipient has access to. Once they get that welcome email from you, once you save this, it's going to automatically send them a welcome email. Make sure that if it did come in under their spam, that they add it to their inbox so that way all future emails go straight to their inbox. This is their phone number. You can add that in as well. In the advanced settings, it just gives you an option to add a password. So I wouldn't mess with this. If you want, you can add in a password, but when they get their welcome email, if you leave this blank, it will just auto-generate a password for them, which they can change once they set up their account. So I just like to leave that alone, let the system auto-generate one. They're going to change it anyway, so it doesn't really make a big difference one way or another. This is for any calendars that you want to subscribe them to. So calendars is another training, but if you are familiar with calendars and you've already gotten some calendars set up, whether it's for booking sales calls or massage therapy or bringing your car in for maintenance, whatever kind of booking systems or appointments you make, you have calendars made for that. You can subscribe them to any one of them. That way they have access to that calendar. The next section is signature. So just like any other email signature that you have with Google or Outlook, you would just slide that over. If you want to add an email signature, you can add photos, links, anything you like. And then just save that. If you want that to also be included in your text, you would just click that button there. So this is the next section that I really want you to pay attention to. This allows you to give every single user their own separate permissions. Anything you want them to have access to, view and edit, you're going to want to slide to the right so that it's blue. Anything you don't want them to view, you're going to slide to the left. There are some items that you can check this box and that allows them to view it, but it doesn't allow them to make any kinds of edits. So why that's important. If you have somebody who's maybe new or training or not really good with the software, you want them to see the campaigns and view how they're performing, read the emails, make sure that they went out, give you a status on that. They can see it, but what they won't have ability to do is make any edits. So this is really good for people that are new so that they don't accidentally delete an entire campaign that you spent 2 days building out. It just really kind of allows you to have absolute control over what every individual can do on the software. So if you want them just to be able to read it, that's what you would click there. And you'll see them scattered throughout, like workflows is another one. Anything that's really time consuming, they're going to give you the option to let people view it only and not just edit it. And so all of these options coincide with a function of the software. So building out campaigns, opportunities. Maybe you don't like somebody to see all the leads that you have pending. You can just slide that to the gray. This one you can use if you only want people to be able to see leads or tasks that are assigned to them and not to everyone else. So if you are with an organization that is really careful with your leads and data sharing, that might be something that you use. So you can go through the invoicing, refunds. Maybe somebody shouldn't be handling money, so we just slide all those off. Um, Maybe somebody, you don't want them to be able to use AI because that's an upcharge, so you don't even want them to see that and rack up the bill. You can do that. The next uh, section is going to be the user role. Now you can choose to add anyone as an admin or a user. I highly recommend adding as many people as a user as possible instead of an admin, and here's why. If you're an admin, you can make all the same changes that the owner can. So you can see payment information, you can change subscriptions, you can delete accounts, you can do all kinds of stuff. And so you really want to limit who has the ability to make those drastic changes that can't be undone, things that would cost a lot of time and money for you to have to redo. So unless you actually want them to be able to do everything, you want to add them in as a user instead of an admin. This is if you have a phone number. So if you have one of your employees has their own dedicated phone number through the software, you've given them their own number instead of just the main general business number. You would add that in here. You just select it from the drop down. We don't have any, that's why it's not letting me do that here. And then you decide what happens to it. The call forwards to the phone number that's listed up here, right here. So you can make choices about what happens there with the phone number. You can also choose to upload your own MP3, your own voicemail. So if you have that dedicated phone number and when it forwards to your phone, obviously you don't want it to go to your personal voicemail. It would instead go to your business recording. So it would say something like, "Hi, this is Sarah or John with ABC Marketing," and leave a message here. So you can upload that yourself. Now, this is if you want to set your own availability as to when your work hours and your office hours are. It's very similar to Outlook. You can customize it by day. You can customize it by time. If you work a split schedule, you can add in different hours. Again, you don't have to add this for your employees, but you can if you like. Or you can let them do it themselves when they first log in. This one is going to show something wrong here, but that's because we don't have any calendar configured yet. So once they get started, they can go in and they can hook up their Google Calendar or their Outlook calendar to this. So that way, even if when they're using any kind of calendar bookings, if they already have something going on in their Google Calendar, it'll automatically block them out for that. So it's a really cool feature to have. So once you're done with all of that, you just hit save, and now you see them right in here. They have been added as a user. Once you have somebody added as a user, you can always edit them. So you go in, you can send them a verification email. If they didn't get it, you can go in and add in and edit any of the items that we talked about before. These are all the same ones you can see here. You can switch that at any time. You see that there? So you can see I'm just making that longer so you can see it's all the same. So you connect your third. See, so now it's giving you the option. Now that it's already set up, they can actually go in and connect their settings. They would just go into my profile. So they go into the settings, my profile, calendar settings. It shows them exactly where to go. And that's it. You have now added in all of your team. Once you've added that person, you would just click Add Employee and continue adding the rest of your team until you're done.